welcome to a very silly history of Christmas. I'm Amelia Solomon. I'm the student director for this play. The actors have put in a lot of work, and they've just made this play a really fun and crazy thing, so I hope you enjoy. Thank you.
Friends, welcome to the world famous,
Completely trademark,
trans-dimensional,
and galactic
Christmas train.
brought to you by Hatfield Time Tours.
Now, who are we? I'm not particularly sure if that's a fair question. Who is anyone? I certainly wasn't me when I woke up this morning, but now I am, although I've changed 3 or 4 times since then.
I suppose you'd like me to explain how the train works. I won't. I am not myself, and myself knows very little about anything, so there can't be any explaining the train.
I'm not sure how we can put this in a way for you all to understand. I got it. Star, tinsel, eggnog, pudding, tinsel, pudding, fruitcake, chestnut.
Hey! We're not idiots! Mildly to extremely insane? Definitely. Though we prefer terms such as gregariously exuberant, socially innovative, and playfully intoxicated with the glees, the thaws, and thrills of Christmas.
Now, I suppose I should start with a few apt words spoken by the delightful Mr. Scrooge. Bah humbug! Merry Christmas, out upon Merry Christmas. What's Christmas to you but a time to pay bills with no money? Time to find yourself a year older and not an hour richer.
He's right, of course. When it comes to Christmas, most people haven't even finished paying off last year's. It's just one day of burnt turkey and shriveled pudding in exchange for 364 days of debt.
And what was the charming Mr. Scrooge's answer? Was simple. Any idiot who goes out with the words Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled in his own pudding.
It's pretty difficult finding a pot big enough to fit an idiot. And, of course, convincing the idiot to step inside. The trouble with boiling an idiot is it ruins the taste of the pudding.
What are we talking about? Christmas should be a time of love, joy, and presents. Really, really awesome presents.
Here you go.
To Madeline from Madigan. It's a really old TV remote. You always know exactly what to get me. Now, I hope you will all join me on this incredibly adventurous adventure. Did you know 2 out of 3 7th graders say that they'd rather take a tour with us than a clock? And 8 out of 10 doctors admit that you probably won't get brain damage from listening to us. But only probably.
Now, everyone, pile in. If you're coming from the back, come on up to the front. If you're entering from the front, please follow the simple instructions of our simple-minded Madeline. She used to work in a sardine factory until she got canned. She didn't mind it though, as she worked for Scale.
Come all the way up to the front, up by me. There is no truth to the rumor that you get a longer ride in the back.
As you sit down, please try and squish together as close as possible and cover up all of the seat cushioning. There's been extensive scientific research that proves the color blue attracts deadly flying polar bears. Our seats aren't blue. That's swell. We don't need to worry about the polar bears. Unless some of you are wearing blue.
Well, how many of you are on this train for the very first time? Good, so am I. Let's get one thing straight. If the train does start to sink or fall off the rails, the conductor will be going down with the train. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to your brand new conductor. What's your name? Liam.
Off we go.
Once again, welcome aboard the very magical and slightly suspicious Christmas train. Once again, I will be your conductor. Unless, of course, we run into trouble. In which case, your new conductor will be taking over. I'm just kidding. Now, was I? Yes, I will be your abductor. I will be your conductor for the next 5 exciting days and 6 romantic nights. Not again. I could also be your penguin wrestler and your swimming instructor if you're not careful. So, please be careful. Now, how many of you are from Cochrane? Oh, how many of you are from Calgary? Wow. How many are from out of the country? How about out of money? How about out of your mind?
Oh, that's also me.
Well, this trip will not help. You're going to see things you've never seen, do things you've never done. You'll laugh, you'll cry. Kiss 32.5 minutes goodbye.
Now, before we go much further, I'd like everyone to raise your right hand and repeat after me. Raise them up. Raise them up. I hope.
I hope.
We do return.
We do return.
Very good, very good. Now, if you don't mind, please take one look back behind you. That is the station. For most of you, that'll be the last time you ever see it.
Well, as we leave the last outpost of our modern civilization, you will notice there are several varieties of actors in this area. In fact, we have counted over 100 varieties of thespians in this here school. But please be careful for the carnivorous ones. They will take you and eat you. Just last week, I had one come in the back of the train and pull a lady out by the arms. Ah! Not again! I'm sure it's fine. It's probably just a stage the actor's going through.
Does anyone else feel that itch on their faces?
Yes.
Don't worry. It's just poisonous bacteria that will leave you alive.
Well, you arrived at our first stop.
Yay! Introducing the all-new Stone Age tool set from Stone Age Tools. Yes, it's the all-new Stone Age tool set for all those Stone Age tasks that need doing around the cave, including Sharpstone, great for cutting, and Sharpstone, great for chopping. Plus, Sharpstone, great for slicing. And now, introducing the all-new Bloodstone, great for hammering. Be the sharpest tool in the box. Buy the all-new Stone Age tool set today. Warning, Sharpstone is sharp and may cause injury. Sharpstone's and Bloodstones. Get yours now. We'd like to thank the wonderful people at Oral Histories for this intentional and educational reference to season 1, episode.
Excuse me, sir, but cavemen were cavewomen. Cave people didn't celebrate Christmas.
Well, no, but that doesn't mean I can't make a buck off of it. You see, Christmas is a time for buying people things they absolutely do not want or need, like socks or rutabagas. You see, those rocks that you're holding there are traditional Christmas presents, as tools were all the tools. Stones were all the tools people had for 2 million years, until some clever person discovered metal and ushered in the, wait for it, Bronze Age, where they still didn't have Christmas. So if you're willing to wait around another 1.5 million years, maybe I can get you some bronze tools.
No, but I'm afraid we must be off.
Fine, you don't have to be such a grump about it. I'm just trying to make a living.
Excuse me? Did you just say I'm a grump? As in grumpy? I am not grumpy, I am joyous, see? I am the opposite of grumpy. In fact, I'm so opposite of grumpy, people should start like inventing new words to describe how happy I am. Like Jim and Vivian and Mary Tastic and all of them.
Now, let's all go this way. Why this way and not that way? Because that way is stupid and it's full of silly people. Do you want to go that way? No, I didn't think so. You have just proved my exceedingly scholarly point. Mine. Now, we're all going to go this way. This is the only way the tracks lead. Attention passengers. There is one single variety of poisonous penguin in the world. And we at Hatfield Tides are proud to pronounce this rare breed of penguin living in the snow all around. Fear not, though, as they don't attack moving targets. So, whatever you do, please try and keep the train running. If it does happen to stop, simply run in place.
We're here! And why are we here, gentle friends? Perhaps we're here to battle for the books for supremacy in the planet. worshipped by the hidden idol of Sacramere, eternal bacon.
No, of course not. This is the first Christmas. In just a moment, baby Jesus is going to be born. What do you mean this doesn't look like Bethlehem?
It doesn't.
The piss pot! This is 1223, and it's the first time St. Francis of Assisi is going to be performing the story of Christmas. Stupid train! It's all your fault. If you all had better imaginations, you wouldn't be having this problem.
Well, I'm baby Jesus. But I don't cry because I'm the Son of God and I'm awesome. Far too awesome to cry or complain or create any kind of fuss. I'm Virgin Mary and I'm so proud to have given birth to my sweet little Jesus. Yeah, that's right. That was me. I gave birth to Jesus. Though his lack of crying is somewhat concerning, as is the fact that he's only minutes old and already monologuing.
I'm Joseph. And I'm slightly confused about this whole journey I've been on, but I'm proud, very proud to be here. We're the wise men, and we brought really great gifts. As the baby's father, we appreciate the gifts. A nice blanket or a rattle would have been more useful. But the gold is good. But what's a baby supposed to do with frankincense and myrrh? You! Right there, are you suggesting this is a funeral? That's what frankincense is for, burning at funerals. Though, to smell good, I suppose. You're not suggesting baby Jesus is smelly, are you? Oh, no, of course not. Good.
I'm the little drummer boy. Rat-a-tat, rat-a-tat-tat.
Yes, we know, and we're sick of your constant rat-a-tat-tatting. The baby's trying to nap, and you've been following us since Galilee. Give it a rest. I'm the donkey. Oh! No. There were no animals mentioned in the Bible. No animals at all. I'm trying for an authentic reproduction. Not a fan of my nativity scene, are you? Well, you'll just have to wait several more years until the King of Naples makes figures himself, which the queens and court ladies dressed. If you wait even longer, he'll pay for sculptures to be made by famous artists. I wish he'd gone to it sooner. It's downright tiring doing this by myself every single Christmas.
From there, the tradition of nativity scenes spread to all different places throughout Europe, although some of the new cribs were a little bit odd. In Munich, they built a snow crib after a heavy snowfall, and in Italy, there's a permanent nativity scene at the bottom of the ocean. And in 1966, a space crib was set up in Paris. Look it up!
But not now, as the train is pulling out of the station, and there's other amazing, fantastic, and frankly terrible places and times to be. Your attention, please. Here at the world-famous Christmas train, we do not allow cutting in line. Anyone caught with a pair of scissors will be asked to leave.
Well, we have arrived at a dangerous scene of people from the Roman times. These people are quite curious and could easily upset the train.
Warning, Romans are dangerous and sometimes tend to throw their spears. If one does hit you, simply pull it out and throw it right back at them, as we're not allowed to keep souvenirs, and we certainly don't want you being stuck with it for the rest of your ride.
Welcome to a Roman Christmas. Not really. We Romans celebrated the Thanksgiving longer with wild parties as well as the birthday of the sun. That one up there on the 25th of December. You'd think with our very serious armies and savage gladiatorial games that we'd be no fun at parties. Maybe You'd be wrong. We invented party.
Citation needed.
We'd overeat and drink, and then make ourselves throw so we'd keep doing it. It was until 404 CE that Christians started using the 25th to celebrate Jesus' birthday. Before that, it was celebrated in December, January, March, and very occasionally February. It was generally confusing for all involved, so the church made it officially the 25th of December. I'm sure there's some sort of son of God joke is in here somewhere. I can't seem to think. Our Roman winter celebrations were very different from the ones we have today. We do a lot of eating, boozing, and dancing around in weird costumes. That sounds like Christmas at our house! Except we have presents, eggnog, and cookies. Anything else? On behalf of all Romans, I'd like to apologize for the whole hating Christians of the lines.
And we're off. Melting please, followed by the lady holding the paper plate. Oh, the boy in the glasses is jockeying for the position. It looks like it's gonna be a close race, but it's Madeline by a half.
Let's go!
Let's go.
We have arrived at the Middle Ages, also known as the Dark Ages, but definitely not the Under Ages or the Over Ages. This time period was just right. Just right for who? No one really knows. Because this time period was generally terrible. First, there was some ludicrously bad crusades, some other frankly dreadful wars, and the genuinely awful Black Plague.
But they did have Christmas and presents. Though you wouldn't want one of these medieval stocking stuffers underneath your Christmas tree.
Happy Christmas, everyone! Merry Christmas! Let's see, open this up. To Christopher from Matilda on the Gods. Aw, thanks. Is it horse poo plates? This is just what I needed. I just don't have that amazing excellent set. To Chris from Josh. Pink poo wall plaster. This is perfect for fixing those terrible cracks and holes in the walls. I can't wait to see what's next. To Chris from Jen. Could it be chicken poo lemon cleaning solution? This is perfect for making leather clothes. First, I'm gonna let it ferment so it can get extra sweet. And then I'll put my house in right before tanning. Yes, cleaning through poo. That's disgusting! It's the Dark Ages. What do you expect?
I'm here to tell you about the all-new Feast Sealed on Fire, brought to you by Hatfield Authentic Old-Timey Souvenirs. Tired of your clothes smelling of number 2? Then why not wash them in number 1? UCP Seal is the only detergent to use 100% recycled water. Just look at these results. Compared to water from the river, the fermented piddle is slightly better at removing stubborn dirt and grime, and it has the added benefit of smelling like old pants. So, try the all-new Feast Seal today and be just like the people of the Middle Ages. Again, we'd like to thank the wonderful people at Horrible Histories for this intentional and educational reference to season 1, episode 19.
Letters.
Dear Madeline, I do not appreciate the toilet humor of that last sketch. It's gross and unbecoming of a school production. Please have it stricken from today's events. Sincerely, Mrs. I should mind my own business. I wonder what that means. Another one! Dear Madeline, please ignore that previous letter, as that person is clearly a buffoon. Sincerely, Mr. Seymour Butts. Not pretty popular. Now, if you will all follow me just over here.
Over where?
Over there.
The mountains?
No, the next scene.
Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, the party that lost the role of 50 $20 man wrapped in a red rubber band, please report for participation. We have good news. We found your rubber band.
Now, welcome to a Christmas edition of Iron Chef Middle Ages. Ed here is going to be cooking for us. He is a chef at the British Royal Court, where the mincemeat of a chicken, hare, rabbit, pheasant, ostrich, liver, pretty much anything you can pull out of a defensive animal.
What about turkey?
Turkey? At Christmas? You must be joking. Turkey wasn't eaten at Christmas until 1519. Just, good news for Christmas, but bad news for turkeys. Oh, that's an awful lot of meat you're using. Yes, it is. I'm also going to make a pudding.
I love pudding.
But adding some spices and oatmeal and stuffing it into the pig stuff.
I don't love that pudding.
Is that half a pigeon sewn onto half a chicken? It's a cockerella. Whatever! But that's definitely what I'm doing. You could also sew the back half of the front half of a cockatrice, but I'm trying something new and pushing boundaries. Cockatrice? That sounds more like Frankenstein to me. I also have another seasonal delicacy. Humble pie.
I love pie. I don't love that pie. It's awful.
Actually, it's pronounced awful. Foul. It's the lumps of the beer and the guts and the liver and the Your meal is an affront to nature. You yourself are an exceptionally dirty person. You're probably giving some kind of food poisoning to all your guests. Probably many times. And, well, you made mannequin vomit. Your pudding isn't much of a pudding at all. It's more of a poorly made sausage. Perhaps you could work for a hot dog company. What's a hot dog? Shut up! Get out! Get out before I have you arrested for visual, auditory, and dietary assault!
And scene. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This has been another terrible reenactment brought to you by Eminem Hatfield. Prepares the worst kind of entertainment. If you'll all follow the dotted line onto the next scene, I'm sorry. If you'll all follow the tracks on the train to the next station. This is a train. Totally real. It'll be not at all imaginary. The actor in this next scene is not actually a human, but a monkey dressed in a human suit. Don't believe me? Just watch. See? Monkey see, monkey do. If anyone in the audience is wearing anything with the color of yellow on it, please don't make any noises like a banana. It drives him he finds it very appealing.
In 1541, King Henry established the Unlawful Games Act, where any kind of sport was banned on Christmas Day, except for archery, of course, because you always have to be ready to defend your country at a moment's notice, even on Christmas.
You couldn't have a rousing game of tennis, but you could practice murdering someone?
Well, yes, but this led people to find other forms of entertainment.
I'm sad. I'm sad. I'm really sad.
Next.
What? No. Just let me try another course. You're sure to love it. I'm poor. I'm really poor.
Next.
What? Why? Just let me try something else. How about some Iron Maiden or Iron on Butterfly or that great 1460s band, the Beatles?
You're trying my patience. Next.
It was actually pretty good. Way better than that Michael Bublé guy. You seen every desperate destiny and minstrel in the country?
I need something specialist. Something you just don't see every day.
Well, there is one name on the list. Next!
Reginald Esquire, Junior III, father extraordinaire.
Oh my! You're wonderful! Fantastic! Good to even. Chamberlain, book Reginald for the Christmas party. Oh my, you're fantastic! Book him for the party after that, and the one after that. And give him 30 gold and 20 acres of land. No, make it 30. Oh my, this talent is amazing!
Talent? I'm sorry, talent. He's not even part of the Performers Guild. If disgusting noises were what you wanted, the disgusting noises are what you're gonna get. Ew. See, I can be gross too. And next is
Arrest him for attempted regicide! And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the first law of the universe. Don't become an actor or a musician.
Ways hail. No, the response is drink ale. Drink and be healthy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Drink ale.
Drink ale.
Now, I suppose you'll all be wanting some Ways ale.
What's Ways ale?
It's a lovely drink with ale, nutmeg, honey Cheerios, thyme, and a little bit of toast floating on top. Toast? Yes, you pass the Ways ale bowl around and each take turns drinking from it. And then you can take a piece of toast, and once everyone had one, you toast, and eat the toast. That's where the idea of having a toast comes from. No, really, I'm not making this up, I'm being serious. Well, do you know why carolers knock on your door?
Well, I always thought they were just bad at knock-knock jokes.
Hey, Madeline. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Donut.
Donut who?
Donut open till Christmas. There's something inside.
No. Carolers, well, carol, it comes from a Greek word which means to sing or dance in a circle. And these carolers would go around the churches. The priests of the time really didn't like the fact that they were occupying their churches. So they declared caroling as an act of devil worship and cast them out. These waddling wasters then went on to the neighborhoods and, well, went around to see if anyone wanted to join them.
Well, that's fascinating.
Yes, well, these carols they sing, they're a bunch of rubbish too. I mean, we three kings, they were wise men, and it's very unlikely they were from the Orient. Good King Wenceslas, well, he was a duke, and he certainly didn't collect winter fuel. Away in a manger, well, it really depends who you ask. I mean, according to some accounts, Jesus wasn't even born in a stable, but just a regular old room or a cave. And well, away we go a-sailing. I just talked about that. It's just an excuse to get drunk.
Moving right along.
Now, some of these actors are a little bit hungry. You don't pay them very well, so please keep your arms and legs inside the train at all times. These hungry actors may mistake your limbs for a nice juicy pork chop. Well, we pay them more, but they're not good at their jobs. This one here, he works for ramen. Fetch! Don't spend it all in one place.
Now, which of us are willing to go on? Show of hands. And who would like to turn back? And who's utterly apathetic about this situation? Oh my, it looks like he wasn't satisfied with just one tap. Looks like he's going to charge us. Bang, bang, bang. Ooh. Looks like I've scared him off. No need to thank me for saving your lives. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, please. Oh, don't. Stop. Please don't stop.
Thank you.
You'll all direct your attention up to the front and have a wonderful look at this beautiful Christmas. And if you look behind you, and then look back up front, you can have a second look at the wonderful Christmas scene.
In 1647, Christmas was abolished in Britain. Oliver Cromwell and his Puritans had it banned. There were riots across the country. Shopkeepers had it especially bad, though, because if they closed, soldiers forced them to open, and if they opened, the rioters forced them to close. You couldn't even make Christmas pudding! On the first day of Christmas, my true love said to me, "Hello, Mr. Cromwell. Merry Christmas, you old so-and-so. How did you get past the guards?"
We just popped in to wish you a very Merry Christmas.
"I'm a Puritan. I don't celebrate Christmas. I get banned."
What? But why?
"Because it's completely and utterly sinful. All thoughtless things have been done that say distract us Puritans from our devotion." "Well, how about we all just go for a rousing game of sports ball? Seize them."
What are you doing?
"You can't. I've had it banned. Come on."
Well, then how about we go to the theater?
"Are you insane? The creation, production, and viewing of the theater is banned."
Well, we have to do something. I'm all dressed up.
"Guards! Seize them! You can't be serious. Dressing up for Christmas is banned, especially with that hat and jacket." "Well, I have an idea. Why don't we all just go to church? Church isn't sinful, is it?" "Of course not. The church is the center of Puritan life, other than which burning and those blood touching bottles on them."
Well then, let's all go to church.
You can't. You can't go to church on Christmas Day. It's against the law. How can that be? It's Christmas and it's church. That can't be sinful. Can you just be quiet? Have you ever tried that? Well, I thought about it once. Does that count? I found I didn't really like the idea of it, so it was hard to put it into practice. Maybe that's why my brain left. I also did try to play the silent game with March, but he kept making me laugh. Who's March? Well, he's my imaginary friend. You lost being quiet to your imaginary friend? He's not imaginary! Wait, can you see him? Can any of you see him? I guess he is my imaginary friend. But I must have a pretty good imagination if I can make up a whole person in my head. Although, I wish March were a people and not a rabbit. Is Madigan imaginary?
Oh, blunderbuss. Can we just go on to the next scene? Station.
This is the end. Guards! Seize them! Guards! Where are those bloody guards? Well, and to think I was going to share my eggnog with you now, you get none of it. Absolutely zero. Do you hear me? No wonder Britain brought back the monarchy. Now, let's go. All of us. We're all going without you, and you get no Christmas dinner.
For the residents.
Come on, everybody, pile in. Those of you in the back are going to get a nice charge out of this next scene. You're standing on the battery. Some people find it revolting, but I think there's a positive and a negative side to everything. Shocking, isn't it?
In 1790, people mostly lost interest in Christmas. Thinking it was silly or outdated. But then one day, one man, one superhero of a man, wrote a book. That book was called A Christmas Carol. And that man was Charles Dickens. First time.
Marley was dead to begin with. There's no doubt whatsoever about that. Christ's service burial sung by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker, and the chief clerk. Old Marley was the sentence doornail. Huh. I don't need to say that I know my knowledge, but there's particularly dead about a doornail. I might have been inclined to regard a coffin nail as that's the piece in the iron monetary trade. But the wisdom of our ancestors is in the simile, and my hallowed hands shall not disturb that. You will therefore permit me to repeat. Hypothetically, Marley was dead as a doornail.
I like the one you wrote about Scrooge.
Ah, Christmas Carol. That's the one I'm reading.
No, it's the one with the ghost.
A Christmas Carol.
No, the one with Tiny Tim. It's the Christmas Carbuncle.
A Christmas Carol.
No, I think it was the Christmas Carol.
Are you looking to get murdered?
Not that I'm aware of. You have an amazing hat, just like me. First, we're like the three little pigs. We have some houses, we have hats. Some big bad wolf better not come blow our hats off, or I will be very cross. And do you know what you get when you cross a hatter?
God only knows.
Laughter. I've got it. We are the fantastical hat brothers. No, or hat bros for short. We're a team of superheroes sent by fate, bent on destroying all the injustices, unjustices, midjustices, and unjustices of the world. Like Robin Hood and his frolicking roustabouts. I'm not your brother. You're not? But you have similar hats. It's just a coincidence. Dad? You look old enough to be my dad.
No, of course not. Dad's riding the 1145 trail out of Edmonton. Though they do look similar. Time travel is involved. Dad?
Just leave me alone.
But why? Look. You're not my dad. We're not brothers. That must mean I'm your dad! Charles Dickens, I am your father!
No!
I'm serious, we aren't related. But not even a little bit. So. It's okay, son. know I wasn't there for you much growing up, but you can always count on me and March to come to your aid.
March? You don't remember March? Your imaginary surrogate father? How could you? No wonder I abandoned you when you were a little kid. Get out. I disown you. Get out of my sight. Nothing to see here, kids. Just my ex-son and his silly book.
Well, that's something you don't see every day. Oh, I do. Every day. Every 60 minutes. Christmas trees haven't always been part of Christmas. In fact, here's where they are. The tale of St. Boniface.
That's me, St. Boniface.
Now, it didn't do to mess with St. Boniface. He was one tough medieval English monk. And one day, in northern Europe, he came across a bunch of pagans.
Oh, that's me. I'm a bunch of pagans.
And they were gathered around an oak tree.
Here, what do you think you're doing with that child?
What do you, as it happens, we are going to sacrifice this child to the sacred god Thor at this oak tree.
Oh, no, you're not.
Oh, yes, we are. Who is going to stop us? You?
Yes, me. I'll prove my god is more mightier and more caring than yours.
In fact, Boniface picked up a huge rock. Well, not really, but it makes the story much more interesting.
How about that?
That's all right. What brother can do that? Now, you don't mind? I need to get back to my sacrificing.
I do mind.
Now, Boniface bulged his huge biceps and swung his fist at the oak tree, knocking it clean out of the ground. And in its place grew a teeny tiny maple fir tree. This part is true, or partially true. I can't remember which.
This here is a tree that never loses its leaves in winter. So it is the tree of everlasting life. And our Jesus will offer you everlasting life if you give up your pagan ways and passions and change to our church.
And with that, the children were saved, the pagans were converted, and the tree has been part of Christmas ever since. Though they weren't really popular until Victorian times.
Here are some weird Christmas tree decorations. In the Theonium, they put straw bird cages, spiders, and webs in their trees for good luck. In the US, they put straps of popcorn, probably in case they got hungry after Christmas dinner. And many cultures put bells, horns, and whistles in their trees to scare away evil spirits. That's also what the angel on top is for. And instead of using lights, many cultures use candles. Now, doesn't that seem dangerous? Fire plus dry pine trees equals trouble. Well, what about tinsel? Tinsel wasn't invented for trees, but for the uniforms of French military officers. Copper is pulled through small holes, then pounded flat. The French tried to keep it a secret, but the crafty Germans soon figured it out and started using it on their trees.
Does that mean my trees are criminal in the French army?
No, my dear child, it does not. Good day now, and have a very, very Xmas.
Bye-bye.
What? I suppose you think it's rather pagan and disrespectful of me to say Xmas, but it is not. The Greek word for Christ is Christos, and many early Christians spoke Greek. They used X to stand for Christ. X equals Christ! So, Xmas stood for Christ Mass. But as the years have gone by, many people have forgotten that and come up with all sorts of excuses as to why it is wrong. It wasn't, it isn't. Now you know.
Excuse me, but this lady has a question.
Question time is at the end. It wasn't just Christmas trees that first became popular during Victorian times. In fact, 1893 saw the very first commercial Christmas card. Although, some of the cards were a little odd because the Victorians were, well, a little odd.
At Victorian Weird Cards, you can send a weird Victorian card directly to your loved one this Christmas. Our designs range from Clown attacking a policeman with a red hot poker. Child being stung by a giant wasp, and my personal favorite, children at their parents' funeral. Or there's something a little less traditional if you'd like. Why not choose from our all new gift card range, including a slice of bacon card. Yeah, that's real bacon. Here you go. Extract a tooth card. Yes, that's a real human tooth, and dead mouse card. Well, I'm sure you get the picture. And that's not all, because order today and get your Victorian Weird card by new Penny Post for just a penny. Penny Post for just a penny? Wow! Or if you'd like to add your own personalized message in there, we will do so at no extra cost. Again, we would like to thank the wonderful people at Horrible Histories for this intentional and educational reference to their Christmas special.
Dear Aunt, have a very Merry Christmas. Sorry that the card is so weird, but it's the only one they had. Enjoy the bacon.
Victorian Weird cards, get them while they're still weird. Or if you're looking for something a little more practical, why not try the all-new labor-saving revolution, Victorian Made? Yeah.
Look at her, guys, look at her.
Victorian Made is perfect for all of your cleaning, sweeping, washing, brushing, dusting, tidying, and serving needs. What's more, it works 16 solid hours without needing a break, or at least without getting one. Is there no end to what Victorian Maid can do? Not if you give her a long enough list. And what's more, if your Victorian Maid should become ill, old, pregnant, lazy, a man, or otherwise problematic, we'll send you a new one for no extra cost! Victorian Maid is the perfect Christmas gift and can be yours for the insanely low price of just $12 a year. Now that's a bargain. So try the all-new Victorian Maid today. And yet again, we would like to thank the wonderful people at Horrible Histories for this intentional and educational reference to Season 2, Episode 10.
There you have it, folks. Victorians were weird and neat. Though they did invent a lot of cool stuff, like petrol, tires, bikes, molten steel, the telephone, the telegraph, the television, the automobile, and so much more. Well, we don't have time for that, as we're moving on to the next scene.
And now it has come time for possibly the most dangerous part of our journey. Return back to civilization. If your little siblings are still with you, you have missed a golden opportunity. But don't worry, come back tonight for our little sibling special. Halfway for half price, no questions asked.
I hope you enjoyed our wonderful trip through time. No need to thank us for sharing our knowledge to you, as this is the Christmas season, and it's all about giving.
Jesus said that we should love one another and share what we have with those who don't have so much. No, I'm not calling you stupid. I'm just sharing the knowledge that I have with you, who has so little.
Right, just over there.
What?
Allow me to introduce myself. Inspector Fox, Language Name Police. Comedy Division, Special Flying Squad.
The what? Comedy division?
Special Flying Squad?
Correct. Now, you old beauty, you are Nick.
Well, what for?
I'm charging you under Section 21, Restraint Production Act.
The what?
You are hereby charged that you did willfully take part in the strike production that included a skit, spoof, or humorous vignette of an unconventional nature, with intent to cause grievous mental confusion to the general public. Furthermore, I'm arresting this entire show on 3 other violations. 1, self-conscious behavior contrary to the Non-Conforming Children's Act. 2, extra nonsensical additions to the script that were not at all restored. And 3, and this was country, offenses against getting out of scenes without using the proper punchlines.
Shush! Well, it was entertaining and more than 80% of it was historically accurate.
Come along, no need to make it worse.
There's another show at 2.
They'll just have to discover history for themselves. Now the rest of you, clear out, or I'll be forced to arrest all of you for loitering in the theater when a production is finished.
Well then, I hope you all enjoyed your trip. I know I did. In fact, I enjoyed it so much, I'm going to go again and again and again and again and again and again. And of all the groups I've taken on this trip, you're my most recent. We've laughed, we've cried, we've almost died. I love you all like family. Now get out! Oh my, I'm so sorry. That was so rude. Please leave. No, we lost that on the first night. Yeah, on the first night. Never lost mine.
That was it. Okay, so thank you all so much for being here. I hope it was better than health class.
It
was. Before we send you back to your classes, we have a few thank yous to get through. So first of all, we would like to thank Amelia and McGregor for being our directors. And Amelia, thank you again for doing all of our wonderful costumes. Thea and Sarah, thank you for doing our lights. Come on up. Okay. We'd like to thank Alan for doing our wonderful set. Thank McGregor again for being our sound guy. We'd like to thank the admin for letting us put on this wonderful production. I would like to thank all the actors here for being on stage and giving us their best performances. We're going to thank Cam for all of our props and the maid dresses. Karen for wearing maid dresses. Okay. And last but certainly not least, we'd like to thank all of you for being here. Without an audience, we do not have a performance.
Now get out!
Get out of here! I don't know if you did well. I didn't see you. Yeah, we didn't see you. But I figured you did well. Yeah, Eric did
Hey, Best of that.
Wow.
You got it.
Anyone want cookies? Just
That's what qualifies.